And I'm happy to be home every day because just a variety of things, the way they run the property, the way they maintain the property. Business is always taken care of properly. They do things I didn't even expect that I really like remaking the entire workout room. There's tennis courts. I love tennis. I can go out anytime I want. I purposely selected an apartment that was 30 feet away from the tennis courts, so I can go out and hit some serves and just kind of relax. So home truly is, for me, it is a quiet, peaceful place, and I love it. I've been there for 3 years, and I've actually told the leasing manager, I looked at a lot of apartment complexes. I couldn't imagine staying anywhere else. Compared to other places that I've lived, Carmel has been just superior. I'm hard pressed to think of one single complaint. Everything has been perfect for me, which is why I'm glad I made the choice that I made. In the past, I have had some complaints that they handled just perfectly. For an example, there might have been a little too much noise in another apartment or on the grounds in the parking lot. I immediately called the 24-hour security service, and they came over and took care of it. Another incident happened to be, and I think this was actually above and beyond, right above my apartment, the foundation cracked, and that happens over time. Well, they made arrangements between apartment occupancies. They brought just a staff of people in to just relay it, and they really worked with me on that. They came over and they actually listened, and they got all of the input, and they themselves said, oh no, we see there is a problem. We're going to take care of this. And they took care of it. It's perfect. I hear nothing now. Everything's just fine. Well, the property has several amenities that I love. I use most of them. The tennis courts, the workout facility is really great. They just remodeled it, actually. I mean, it was fine for me before, and now it's even better. And I love movies. You know, I pop over and they do their best to keep current movies there. And it's a very easy check-in, check-out process. I watch movies all the time in the evenings, and I like that. The swimming pools, of course, you know, everything's kept very, very well there. I like, because I'm free during the day and I actually work from home, and that's why it's very important for my home life to be good as well, because I work from home. So if I decide I want to take a break at 10 o'clock and go sit in the sun and just sip on something cool, some tea, I can do that. It's peaceful, it's serene. So the amenities are really, I appreciate them, I use them, and I couldn't be happier. When I first decided I was going to move into an apartment complex, I shopped around a bit, did my due diligence, and when I zeroed in on Silver Reef, it was just completely above what I had seen before. So I settled on Silver Reef, and the staff was just friendly. And that was one big reason I picked Silver Reef as well, because I knew I would be dealing with the leasing personnel, and they were just wonderful. From the time they took me around to look at different apartments, and then the young lady that was taking me around actually made a suggestion, because there was more than one apartment open. And she suggested this particular apartment on the south side because of the sun and so forth, and it was near the tennis courts. And she was right. I chose that apartment. I just loved it. So they're always very helpful, and that entire process from the time I chose Silver Reef to the time I moved in just went smoothly. Everything was perfect. I would certainly recommend Silver Reef to anyone, and certainly to my friends, and that is very important to me, because if I'm going to recommend something, they're looking at my recommendation as well. And the reason I would recommend Silver Reef is just for so many different reasons from start to finish. From the time you go in, they have a very unique way for you to look at your apartments. There's this virtual tour on the wall there that's really neat. And then you can kind of cut out the guesswork and not have to bounce around to different apartments. So everything is just done. It's a class act, and I would only recommend something that's a class act to my friends, because I wouldn't want them to come back and complain to me. So I would definitely recommend Silver Reef. As far as the amenities, again, I work from home. Many times I can just pop over to the leasing office, and they've even expanded the office area there. When I first moved in, there were 2 PCs. There are now 4. there's a more state-of-the-art copier. So it's a great thing for me, and it's a wonderful thing too, because when the kids are out, of school, they can pop over and just, work on the computer, play games, whatever they like to do. So it's an enjoyable area in the leasing office itself. Sometimes I'll just come over and, since I live alone, I'll just pop over and just see who's there and hang out with a couple of friends, talk to the ladies in the office, and that's what makes it home. I love the location of Silver Reef as well as I was shopping around, because while I work from home, I do have appointments in various areas of Denver and the surrounding areas. But with Silver Reef being right by Highway 6, I-70, which leads me to I-25 as well, it's perfect. I can get to anywhere virtually north, south, east, west within 30 minutes, tops. And that would have to be a long distance, but I love the location. That was a big factor in my choice. Carmel is more of a community in itself of all the different properties. So if I can come to a property like this and say I'm living at Carmel Properties over at Silver Reef, and they have a problem with this or that, just wondered if I could come and use your piece, I'm sure they just welcome me. So that again is an extension of the whole process. I had never thought of it. The reason I decided to come today, because I am a busy person and this is my weekend, but the leasing manager, Amy Preen, she's one of the first people I met. And from the first time I met her, not only was she just a professional person that ran the leasing office at Silver Reef, she was also a caring person. She's a very caring individual. She's a sweet person. And we've become friends, actually. We laugh and talk. When I'm at the computer, she'll come over and tell me something her kids did, or if I met her husband. And we have the pool party once a year, so we have a good time. But she asked me, she said, would you do me a favor? She actually called me, and I was at a happy hour with some business partners, and I thought something had gone on. Maybe I'd left the water running, it's overflowing, the apartment, I'm worried, And she says, oh, no, I was just wondering, I'm sorry I called you now, but I needed to do it now. Would you mind doing me a favor? I said, what do you need? She said, well, I just need a testimony, a genuine, honest testimony about how you like Silver Reef. I said, well, where do I need to go? What do you want me to do? I'm there. And it's just because of the person that she is. That's why I really did this today. I mean, I'm happy to tell, my story and my testimony about the apartment complex, because I do love it.